Hi guys, it's Lanikia, and I just came from the gym. Well, actually, not just came, but I had enough time to watch Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, and then I was like, I'm gonna drop a video, then I'm gonna take my shower and all that good stuff. Okay, so let's just get into it. This is gonna be short, sweet, and quick. I like this show because one, I love K Michelle. Like that is my favorite. Because I think whether you like her or not, she gives it to you raw and uncut. Sometimes too raw, but she gives it to you. But anyway, so Love and Hip Hop Hollywood starts off with them with talking about Fizz and April, and so we see that some people are shocked and they're upset about their relationship. I mean, what does it matter? But we see that some people are shocked and upset about their relationship, and they've been denying that they had a relationship, but now they finally came out in public. And then we see that they go 4 months earlier, so they're going back 4 months to let us see how this all played out in the blogs and everything. And I don't read any of the blogs. I don't follow people. I barely have an Instagram, Twitter, and all that. So I don't pay attention to any of that because when I watch the show, I want that experience of actually watching the show, seeing it all play out that way, if that makes sense. So we see Fizz comes up and and Spectacular is there, and is his name J Boog? He's there. I was a little bit older, like I was a few years older than them, so I wasn't a huge into B2K. Immature was my thing. So anyway, so they're there. They go to the gym and they're working out and everything, and we find out just from listening to them talk that J Boog and Fizz are the ones that are actually friends. Raz and Omarion, they were never all that close with J Boog and Lil Fizz. So he says Lil Fizz out of his own mouth that he and Raz share a bus, and he just stays to the back because you never know if Raz is gonna spaz out. You never know what he's gonna do, and he doesn't. I guess he's like, I don't have time for it. So J Boog is just like Omarion is just like laid back, and he's always in like a meditation state or whatever. And so you see that they say it's business, like their group membership and everything is business, but the two of them are friends, but with the other members in the group, all it is business, and they're just trying to get the money. And so they ask him how's it going to go with April and everything. And at this point, Little Fizz says that Spectacular asks him that, and Little Fizz just pretty much says that he doesn't see a problem with it because he and April are friends. And he says Omarion has not asked him anything about, about him hanging out with his son, his children, and everything. So if Omarion doesn't feel like he should say anything, then hey, I'm not gonna bring it to him. I'm not gonna say anything either. Because again, I was like, well, I thought y'all were friends, but I guess now they really didn't have a friendship. It was just a business partnership or whatever. So I guess it is what it is. So then we see that they cut to April, and April says that people don't understand her relationship with Omarion, that he left her when she was 2 months pregnant, and that she doesn't know why he left her. And so she's saying, the way she's saying it is just like he left and he's moved on, but now he's causing all this trouble, all this havoc, I guess because of the rumors with her and Fizz. And so he's trying to get custody. He's put out restraining orders. He's just making her life, I guess, hell because she hasn't go to court. She's dealing with postpartum depression. So that's really not what you want to do to the mother of your child. I don't care how you feel about her. If she's going through postpartum depression and she's raising your children, the last thing you should be doing is putting more stress and stressing her out, because she is the woman that takes care of your children mentally, emotionally, physically. So don't put that on her while you know she's going through something because you're upset about anything. Allegedly. So, but she just says to her friend, she meets a friend on the beach, and she's just telling him like, Omarion he just kept jabbing and jabbing and jabbing, and she was like, and I never said anything bad until now about him. She said, but now I guess she's just tired of it. She wants to speak out. Having a new man can help do that to you too, sis. But anyways, so Then we see Ray J and Princess. And Princess is saying that what happened in the past, like last season, with I guess all the drama with the Norwoods and Brandy and the mob, all that drama is behind them. They are a family now, and they have such a beautiful little girl. But they are a family now, and they actually want baby number 2. So we see that Ray J gets the baby and everything, and he goes and he meets up with A1. And when he because they're mating on the play date. And A1 said he was mad at Ray J, but he needs advice because of the whole safari and all that. But he needs advice on his parenthood, so he's going to talk to Ray J about it because, they're both new dads. Ray J has, little girl is like a little bit older than A1's son. So he can get that, advice from him or whatever as he's going through it. So they meet up and A1 tells Ray J that he doesn't know where Lyrica is, that he got home and she was gone. And I said, what? It's like, well, wouldn't you want to find out like why she left your baby? Is she dealing with postpartum? What's going on? Why she just up and left? He says he has not spoken to Lyrica in 10 days. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you not speak to her? Why would you be so long in talking to her? That doesn't make sense to me. So then we see that Ray J tells A1 he needs to work it out with Lyrica because they're new to this and they need to try to be the best parents that they can be and work on their marriage and everything and get back on solid grounds. Now he says that he and Lyrica both did things in their marriage or whatever, but he can't talk to her if she won't, if she's not there. So then we go to my favorite, K Michelle. Yeah, I'm completely biased when it comes to K Michelle. Well, for the most part, as long as she don't get crazy on you. But so I'm biased for the most part. So then we see K Michelle, and she says she's had 8 surgeries and 2 blood transfusions. And she looks really good. Like, she looks really good. Like, I like her more the natural. I mean, of course, she's always, she had some work done, but I like her with the more natural body without all that implants. Because sometimes the girls, I mean, they're all cute, but sometimes they go too big in the behind and everything. But anyways, she's looking for a new home. And she is she's ready to start. She's making her last R&B album, so she's ready to start on her country album. So she's ready to start on that and get it all together. Well, she's making her last R&B album for now. But, if you're a K Michelle fan, or even if you just watch this show, we all know that she's been wanting to make this country album for a very long time. And it's always been an issue or something has come up where her record label tells her, okay, you can make it, but then they want another R&B album or something comes up. So she's ready to get this last R&B album out the way and then focus on her country. They showed a little clip where she was at, the country, like a honky tonk bar or something, and she was telling them that she could really sing, because a lot of people don't know K Michelle went to college on a scholarship for yodeling and all of that. So yeah, like K Michelle really is into country, and she's a good songwriter. So her, I think I like country because of the stories that they tell. Kind of like when with R&B, like old R&B, not the new, the older R&B, like 70s and all that, Motown, where they were telling stories in their songs. Even some current R&B artists do it, but no shame. So then we see Jason Lee, and he's added April to the show. And did y'all see because I don't really get into the blog and the internet, but I do like to watch YouTube because some of my favorite reviewers are on YouTube. So I watch it like on a night where I can't sleep. I'll just get on YouTube and watch, like I'll put it on the TV and just watch some of my favorites on TV. And I was just going through and I saw where I think it was, who was he talking? He was talking to K Michelle, and he was just talking about how April was so boring and all that. And we see him on there. He's talking about April adding her to the team and everything. But when he was speaking to K Michelle on this interview that he did on Unlocked, he was just talking about how boring April was and how she didn't give up her personal business and all that kind of information. But I mean, it is what it is. April said in this clip right here that she's not really into the messiness, and she's not really into talking about people's business and everything like that. She's not really into it. She just wants to do her music. And April hasn't, like, I haven't listened to her. I just heard her on the clips that they were airing tonight, and I actually do like her voice. Like, I'm gonna maybe probably not. No, I'm not gonna do it. Let me stop. But anyways, maybe later on in the season, if like I keep hearing something, I'll probably pull up to see if she has a single or something. You know, I don't know. Anyways, so that's the whole thing with them. And then so Fizz comes up, he comes through while April is working on Uncensored. And he's like, he doesn't have many friends who work, so he does a drive by. And so April and Fizz are just talking to Jason Lee, and you could kind of tell then that it's something there. But you know what? I wasn't mad at them for not telling, because sometimes you don't need a lot of people in your business. And and so Jason Lee was like, "Are y'all sleeping together?" And even when the producer or whoever it was asked, "Were they sleeping?" And April's like, "Why is that your business? It's my body. Why do you care who she puts in her body?" Or whatever. And so they told Jason, if we do take it to that level or whatever, you'll be the first to know. But the love, they could see it going there, but they're not there right then. Now, mind you, this was 4 months. It's 4 months from the time where they tell the world, what's going on. But sometimes it's like that. Sometimes you do like somebody, y'all are working it out, seeing where it's going, but it's not in that intimate situation yet. Or even if it is, it's still new, and you don't want people to know. And I know they're on reality TV and everything, but I get it. I get it. It's messy, and people were gonna see it some type of way, and they did. So I get it. Like, I wouldn't have told anyone either. So then we see Brittany B, has a list. I guess she's a songwriter, but she has a list. Like, she's worked with a lot of people. She's very accomplished. And she meets with Black China, and Black China is just telling her that she wants to do her music and everything, and she wants people to take it seriously. And I like Black China. Did y'all see that interview she did with Wendy Williams, and Wendy called her Angela and everything? She didn't do Black China. And you realize that Black China doesn't say too much, because she did other interviews, and she came off very reserved and guarded in those interviews. But I think Wendy made her feel very comfortable. So she was really great in that interview with Wendy. And I didn't know much about Black China, but after seeing, because I love Wendy Williams. But after seeing that, I actually started liking her after that. So I hope she has more to do on the show than just that little one-off appearance. So A1 is in the studio, and he gets a text, and it says, "I'm here." So he goes outside, and it's Jason Lee, y'all. And Jason Lee is telling A1 that, "Hey, I got this video from this girl." She says, Summer Bunny, is that her name? I don't know who Summer Bunny is. Again, I don't really pay attention to people. But she was like, "You were supposed to be with Summer Bunny, and you were supposed to be I guess intimate with her." And the video that they had, again, I don't really pay attention to like what's going on Instagram, Twitter, and all that. But I didn't see. She was being suggestive, but all he was doing was kind of like he didn't say he was gonna meet her. He didn't say, like, all he said was, "Are you headed home?" And he was kind of laughing. So y'all tell me if I'm wrong, because I didn't see anything that, like, yes, he's a married man, but I didn't see anything that wrong with what he was doing, because to me it looked like she was trying to come onto him, and he didn't say no, but he wasn't saying yeah, like he wasn't saying yes. He was kind, how you kind of like blow someone off, but apparently that's not what it was, because he tells Jason, well, they could have handled it so much better. Y'all just making problems. So he tells Jason that, like, give him some time, because if if Lyrica sees this, it's over for them, and their marriage is just is not in a good place still. And Jason was like, "Are you asking me?" And he said, "No, I'm telling you." And I'm like, if you want somebody to do something for you, you might want to ask. You could have asked him. But y'all know, we all knew Jason was not about to hold that information. So you wasted your time asking him to hold it in the first place. So then we see that child. We see that okay, so they don't end on good terms. So I don't know why A1 thought that Jason was gonna hold it anyways, because he wouldn't even shake Jason Lee's hand. She dabbed him up with the elbow or whatever. I'm like, okay, you already know he about to release this. So then we see K Michelle has her surrogate there, and she wants to have a baby. So she's found her surrogate, and she's gonna have a baby, twins. She wants twins, and so that's that whole scene. K Michelle's gonna have twins. I love you, Kay, but you're gonna have to bring more than this for the storyline this season. And I love you, but it's gonna have to be more than this, girl. So then we see Lyrica comes back into town, and her mama has the baby, and she is happy to see her mom, and she's happy to see her baby and everything. And she just tells her mom that she A1. She just tells her mom that she doesn't want to see A1, and all these girls have been hitting her up and letting her know, like, hey, your man picked me up at your man. This is the messages we have between each other. This is where we meet at. This is the Uber. They are just going in on all this information, and it is up to, like, I hate to say this, but back in the day, when a woman used to cheat with a married man, they had, like, the mistresses back in the day are different from the ones now. Because now they will cheat with a married man and won't get anything out of it. They just want to say, I had your man. Whereas the mistress back in the day used to get, like, bills paid, cars, like, they got stuff out of because they kept their mouth closed. But these girls now, you go and cheat with a married man just to say you did it. I don't know. I mean, we don't respect either one, but at least the mistress back in the day got a little more, got something for it. Like, you got a little internet fame, but that's about it. But anyways, all these girls from his are in her DMs telling her everything that's going down with A1 and how he's just out there. He is just out there living his best single married life. So then um So then Jason Lee has released the video. So now Aaron tells, okay, before that happens, before Jason Lee releases the video, so Lyrica goes home because her mom tells, y'all gotta talk. So she goes home, and she tell A1 is like, where you been? You just leaving now without telling? And she's like, you knew I had to go on she had to work. She was in Atlanta and she was working. And they start arguing, and she tells him, I see you be eating crabs and all that, and I want that too. And he told her, get some meetings in. And she said, okay, I was in Atlanta getting those meetings and everything. And I feel like before all this fame and stuff happened for them, especially for A1, Lyrica is like, she was the one who was the one, the one that had the career and everything. And she was the hot one, and now he's the hot one, and he throws it in her face, because she said as much when she says, you always say that, you never not say that, you never let me live without you saying about get me, like, he throws it in her face that he's very successful, and everything, and her career maybe has plateaued. I don't know much about Lyrica, honestly, as far as her singing. Why I like her voice, but it's not my type of music. So I don't really pay attention to her singing wise. I know she had a few videos and everything, and it's cute. It's cute. It's just not my type of music and everything. But anyways, so she feels you don't want somebody doing that, especially, like, that's your husband. It's not a competition. Y'all are supposed to be a team, and that's difficult for anyone, but especially being in a marriage where it's like, why are we fighting each other when we're supposed to be in this together? We're supposed to be riding in this together. So why are we fighting, and everything? That's how I look at their marriage. Maybe because of the okay. So anyways, So then Lyrica, like, they just agreed to disagree, and A was like, she mad right now, so I cannot tell her about this video that Jason Lee has because she is upset. And so Lyrica gets, I don't know what she's doing. She gets on the floor and she starts fake crying and laughing and stuff like, A1, please don't leave me. I think it was a little bit of truth in that. But she was like, A1, please don't leave me. Please don't leave me. Or whatever. And then that scene goes on to the next. Oh, and she also told him, so you leave anytime you want to, but Lyrica's talking to A1, but when I leave, it's always an issue. If I do anything, it's always an issue, but you come and go as you please. You're never here or whatever. And yeah, I could understand that. I could understand that. So then we see Princess tells Ray J to meet her at this place. So he goes in there and he sees the woman all dressed up in her dominatrix, and he like, I was looking for my wife. Ray J is good comedy for this show. Like, he gives you just the right amount of laughter when you need it. He was like, I was looking for my wife, Princess, because he's like, So at this point, Jason Lee has released the blog, for them, for Lyrica and A1, and he's like, I don't want any of those problems. So I need you to find out if Princess is the one. So then he looks and he sees Princess in there, and she has on her dominatrix outfit and everything. And I love me some Ray J, but he done got a little thick. Ray J been eating good. But so y'all, why did they have Ray J in them little, what is it? Is it briefs? In them little briefs with his little pack. I was like, Ray J, you really did this for the TV? Like, you just don't care. He just does not care. But that was a funny little scene. But Princess was just like, don't you do me like A1 did Lyrica. Like, don't have me out here looking stupid. And at the end of the day, that's all it's about. Like, when you are married, the last thing you want is for someone, especially on the level that they are, where it's very social media driven, everything is clickbait, everything is clout. The last thing you want is for somebody to have you out here with all these people looking stupid. And that's all Princess was trying to tell Ray J. But she was spanking him and stuff. He didn't like it. She was like, I don't like seeing you in pain either. So then we see Lyrica is talking to her mom. And her mom tells her, so she's been ignoring all of A1's calls. And her mom tells her, you got to go home. You got to talk to him. And y'all got to work this out. But her mom does tell her, he don't care. Like, you know. And at some point, as a woman or even as a man, no matter who or what you are, when you're going through a relationship, if you keep telling someone, hey, don't disrespect me this way, and they continue to disrespect you that way, they don't care. And it's up to you at that point to let that relationship go. And I think that's where Lyrica is with this. So she goes home, and as she's going home talking to her mom, we see A1 has a gig to go on tour with T-Pain. Now, I don't know if this was the smartest move. He goes on this tour, and he's like, I'll talk to Lyrica when I get home. He was like, I've been reaching out, she won't respond back. And I think the least he could have did was like text her and be like, hey, I gotta go on this tour with T-Pain, I'm leaving this day, but I will be home on this day. Like, let her know. So she gets home and she's like, where are you? She FaceTimes him, and he's like, I told you I had to go on tour. And she's like, you didn't even say bye. Like, she was mad at him, but I don't know. He could have said bye. He could have texted. He could have said something. And so she's just, her feelings are just like, you could have said goodbye or something. And he's just like, we'll talk about this when I get home. And so she's like, why didn't you tell, why are you on the FaceTime with other females? And he's just like, why are you reading the blogs? And like, that ain't the right answer. You know, that's not the right answer. So she throws her phone, and she's pretty much done with him at this point, because she's just like, and I know he probably did it because he didn't want to get into it at that time, but it almost seemed like he didn't care. And like, he didn't care that he made her look silly, that he didn't care that her feelings were hurt. He continued, like, she was complaining about you not being home, and then you went and did this tour, which I understand. Go get your money, but also communicate and let her know, because one of her issues was, you don't tell me where you go places, you just up and leave and everything. So communicate that with her, especially when you know you've done wrong. You should have been sending flowers over there, chocolates, candy. You should have been doing everything while you were gone. And you, even if she wasn't talking to you, you should have been leaving voicemails, letting her know where you were going, text messages. Like, it takes so little when you want something to work, because he's saying that this all happened before they started trying to work on on their marriage. So if that is the case, then it takes so little to like just chase her and prove to her that you want her or whatever. That's just my opinion on it. So then we see April and Moniece have a sit down, and Monicia, no, it's Moniece. They have a sit down, and April is just like, she's upset because she's like, you said I sell my she pretty much called her a prostitute. And she was like, I was wrong, I shouldn't have did that. But then she's just so crazy sometimes. Like, I try to like her because I saw her on Unlocked, and I didn't like, because I'm not a Tank. Like, Tank does a lot of stuff, and I'm not a Tank fan, and so I could see her side of the story or whatever. And I try to like her. It's just like she just goes so crazy that you just, because April's sitting there having a conversation with her, and then she just popping off about it's so much disrespect with my baby daddy and all that. But like, I don't know, because I haven't been seeing what's going on online. Like, work that out with Drew. Like, he gave you the disrespect, and you've been bringing yourself on all these seasons, taking the disrespect, because he does, he can't make you look like something if you change the narrative. Like, do like Tammy Roman is a perfect example of changing the narrative of how you look on camera, following her footsteps. Anyways, that was Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night. About to go take this shower, baby.